Hey, it's Joel from Ultimedia. Welcome to video 4 of our series leading up to the release of Studio Suite XI on September 9th. This video is about digital media asset management and how we handle that in Studio Suite. Specifically, I'm talking about the Attach and FTP tab, which is in every module, and this is where we can attach or link files like audio files, video files, image files, text files, PDFs, spreadsheets, any kind of file that you've got on the computer. So I want to give you a little history. Before Studio Suite XI, we had two choices in Studio Suite, link or embed. So with link, we stored a path in the database to a file on a file server. But most people forgot about the server part, and they'd link to a file on their desktop or laptop, and then they'd close that and go home, and nobody would have access to that file after that person left. Even if you did leave your computer open, people without permission to your computer couldn't access the file over the network. And the whole system breaks if the file is moved from one place to another. So the other option was embed, and this stored the file in the database. This fixed the broken path problems, but it makes the database huge. You couldn't do audio or video because the backups would be huge too. So there's got to be a better way. And there is, of course, and that's with Studio Suite XI, and we're using something called remote containers. So let me show you how this works. All attachments from every computer are automatically transferred to a specified folder on the server and intelligently parsed into subfolders specific to each module and each record in the database. Of course, this works on your mobile devices too. So for example, you could film a video from within Studio Suite on your iPhone. You could take a movie that would get automatically transferred back to the Studio Suite server into the appropriate folder. From there, the editor in, say, Edit Suite 1 would be able to access that file, do the edit, deliver a beautiful edit, save it back into Studio Suite where it gets transferred back to the appropriately named folder, and then from there, maybe the producer looking at Studio Suite on his iPad would be able to access the file and review the edit as he's reviewing the rest of the budget and the expenses and the charges and the profit loss to make sure it all made sense. So that's all great, but let's talk about backup. Now, only lightweight data is backed up on a daily or hourly basis, and your heavier audio-video files are only backed up once, with pointers from each subsequent backup. So let's take a look at how this works. So the first thing I want to show you is that I've got a remote desktop session to my server there called Endeavor, and I want to show you those folder paths that I talked about. So here's the Studio Suite XI server. RC data stands for remote container data. Within that, I've got separate folders for a bunch of modules. And then I'm going to go into the library because that's where all of our attachments are held. I'm going to look at the remote attachments for the library module, and here are attachments. And within that, we see all of the modules that have data in there. If I go look at the projects folder, I can see that there are 5 projects currently that have anything in there. If I click on one, I'm going to be able to see the different files that are in there. So keep an eye on that, and I'm going to keep that visible there in the background. Then I'm going to go into my Studio Suite project called Digital Assets, and notice over here, this is where I've got my room and my editor and my equipment and all that stuff and all the rates that are going along and the dates and times. I'm going to go over to the Attach and FTP tab, and I'm going to just drag a file in there called This Week. And I can either store that as a reference or remote, which is kind of the point of all this, so I'm going to click Remote. Now notice down here in the bottom, it has automatically created a folder. I'm going to click on that on my server, and then it's actually created a number of different versions of that file so that we've got different thumbnails of it available. So you can see how that works. So next I'm going to go into the iPhone, and if you've seen these videos before, you know that what you're seeing on screen actually is what's going on. So here I'm looking at the Digital Assets video project on my phone. I can see those same things, the resources, the rooms, and the people and all that. I'm going to go to the Attach tab. And there is that file that I just did for my desktop. It's automatically showing up there. But now what I want to do is actually grab a video. So I click the plus sign, I touch on File, tap to Insert File, and on the phone, we have some options here. I can pick from the camera, I can pick some audio, I can do a signature, I can also do photos, I can grab some music and some files. So I'm going to do camera, and I'm going to flip this around, and I'm just going to say, hey, it's Joel from Ultimedia. I'm going to stop that, and I'm going to use that video, and I'm going to hit OK, and we're going to see that this is now going to quickly appear on our project in Studio Suite as a new attachment, and it's also created a new video file down here on my server. So that's pretty cool. So now I'm going to hide the phones and the iPad, and I'm going to double click on this video, and we can see that it really is me. I'm going to close that window, and if I hover over that, I'm going to be able to see all the metadata associated with it. So some other new things in Studio Suite XI, there's a QC report. So maybe I need to do some analysis on this. I'm going to click on QC. This is going to allow me to create a new report where I'm going to document all the details about this, maybe some time code start points. Here's particular problems with this. The character is Joel, and this was in the source, but we fixed it. So assuming you would have a bunch of those, I'm going to go ahead and give this a grade of A. Then we can print out this very nice quality control report for this piece of fantastic video that we've just assembled. So now I want to deliver this. So I'm going to click on the FTP button. That's going to open up our integrated FTP client. I'm going to go ahead and connect to my server called GigaMini. So here are all the files on the server. I'm going to go ahead and upload my file, which is right there. I just click upload. And we're going to see that file now transferring across to that other computer. So now that's done. And it's going to give me the option to log that back to a project. I'm just going to say no for now. But we can see now that that file has been transferred by Joel on a certain date and time. So I'm going to bring in my iPad, put on my producer hat, look at my resources, dates, times, quantities, prices, charges, expenses, all that stuff from here. I'm going to go to the More Info tab, touch on the Attach and FTP. Here I can see those media assets that I created. I'm going to tap on the video one, tap it again. That's going to let me hit the play icon. Then from there, fantastic. I hope your videos turn out better than mine. Anyway, that's digital media asset management in the Studio Suite. Please let us know what you think in the forum down below. Also use those social media links. Stand by for 1 or 2 more videos before the release of Studio Suite XI on September 9th. Thanks for watching.